here. Yeah. What's up, guys? Your boy Savage back again for another Savage. You know, like that. We're here, man. You know what time it is, bro. You know the name of the game. Savage Talk Live Wrestlemania Backlash review show. That's what we're doing today. We ain't doing the Savage, right? I mean, we ain't doing Savage news and all that. We're here for the review of last night's Wrestlemania Backlash. And I'm very, very excited to be here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Anna, hope you're well. Shout out to Elite Squad. Shout out to Kevin, Otho. Shout out to Nima, AB. Shout out to Kevin Gonzalez. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I hope everybody's well. I hope everyone had a good sleep. You know what I mean? I'm glad that everyone has returned, you know, like that. It seems like we only left each other a few hours ago, you know, like that. Just a little bit more than a few hours, but yeah. So yeah, Demon Team, stand up. We're here, man. Please, we're gonna get into. Obviously, we're just gonna review the show today. We're gonna do how we've been doing it the last few times. Shout out to Sean in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna do how we've been doing it for the last couple of review shows we've done. So of course, we're gonna cover match by match in the same order that we got it in yesterday. I'm gonna give you my review on each match and what I think of the match. I'm gonna open up the comment section for everyone to drop a comment about it, and then I'm gonna ask right at the end for everyone to give me a score on that particular match. I'm going to take down the score. I'm going to come to an average of the score. And then by the time we get to the end, we're going to add them all up. We're going to divide it. We're going to find out our average. And then that will be the score of the show. So make sure you give your ratings as honest as you can. Martel Thomas, you know what it is. Welcome to the Savage Penitentiary. You know, like that. Shout out to Martel, man. That's our vibe. You know them way there. Anyone who's new to the channel, there's not much rules, you know what I mean? We're kind of rulers over here. We're here for the violence. But I will say the one rule we will give is I do have this channel because I want to give everybody else, everyone in the chat. I don't have this channel. I have this segment, this Savage Talk, to give everyone in the comment section their views and let them have their views on wrestling and get it up on the screen and share it between the Demon Team. Now, everyone cannot do that if everyone's spamming the chat at certain times. So like I just said, and I will repeat when we do the review, I will give my review on it. I'll give my rating, and then I'll open up the comment section for everyone to give their comment and their rating together, and I'll read them out. We'll go through them bit by bit and make a score. So if you start spamming the chat, I won't read your comment because it's not fair on everyone else in the chat. But it's very, very good to be here, you know, like that. It's dope. Yeah, man, very good to be here. Nima, shout out to you, bro. King Courts, can you shout out my channel? There you go, bro. There's the shout out. Shout out to the homeboy King Courts. King Courts, you haven't told me what your channel is yourself, man. You want to let me in on, you know what I mean? You want to let me on it first so I can check it out. But shout out to you, bro. You all know it's all love. Anybody else wants their channel shouted out on here, their Instagram, I'm here for it, man. Just make sure you got some content over there. I don't want to be shouting at your channel and it's boring. You know what I mean? It falls under, you know what I mean? So shout out to you, Glendale, in the house. Of course, you know them way there. Backlash was today. Morning here. Yeah, it was morning here as well. Lawless Demon Team. You know the vibes, Anna. We're ruleless, man. I live by, I mean, I've got a tattoo, no rules, you know, like that. So it's how we roll, man. Hey, match today, intro, BBC 2. Pro stats, your kick-ups. I know what kick-ups you're talking about as well. Yeah, Morrison's in the house. Nobody's bitch. You know, like that. That's repping the Jimmy flag. I don't think you should be rocking the Jimmy slogan just yet because he hasn't, you know what I mean? He hasn't acknowledged. Has anyone seen Roman Reigns' last, I was watching he put up a IG video about, I watched it half an hour ago. I think that's when he put it up. Of him on, he's back in the gym. And he said to Jimmy, don't call me, don't text me, don't mess with me in the group chat. So dope. Morat, shout out to you, bro. A new tag team is dominant. You know, like that. Shout out to Bite. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Manchester fans, you know what I mean? I don't know what that means. Maybe saying you fan. I don't know if you're from Manchester, but if you are, shout out to you. You know what I mean? Beautiful city. The football teams, you know what I mean? Got no love for them, but it's all good. But yeah, man, I hope everyone's well. We got enough people in the chat, so let's just go for it because people will join after, I'm sure. You guys can be the witness from now. Anyone who joins late when we do the ratings, I'm not going to go backwards because it's not fair and everyone else having to repeat stuff and things like that. So yeah, man. Let's get into this. We'll get into this. So we're gonna go through the match by weight. We're gonna start with the Raw triple threat. Raw triple threat match. The women's championship was on the line. I just botched the whole sentence, then didn't I? Raw women's what? The WWE Raw Women's Championship was on the line in the triple threat match between Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley. Shout out to Ashton Fuller in the chat. Hope you're well. Backlash was yesterday. I can't do a review show without watching it, like that. So come on now. Yes, so my opinion on this match now, I am coming from fresh eyes now. I know we all watched it together. I finished watching Backlash again 51 minutes ago is when I finished watching it. I watched it all again. Wanted to make sure that, you know what I mean? Because we were talking and I was looking at comments and stuff, there was a few things that I might have missed. And I didn't want to just, be blasé about it and give somebody a terrible score or anything like that. So I went back and watched it. Some bits were better than I thought it was. When I was watching it yesterday, I thought I thought there was matches that were terrible, but when I watched it back, there really wasn't. But yeah, let's get into this. So, triple threat match. I thought it was quite fast paced. There wasn't much downtime in the match, which I liked. I thought all three women done their thing in the ring, and each one of them had a bit of time to shine, which was dope as well. Yeah, hard hitting. It was pretty brutal when you watch it back. There's a few like kicks and stuff what connected to people's jaws, and I'm like, I don't even know how, but that's how it needed to be, because I want to get to a point. I know a lot of people don't care about it, but I actually want to get to a point where we're not calling it the women's, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be into that thing where it's like PC world and stuff like that. But surely, when you want to be on the same level as the other, what other wrestling's been there, I don't think it should be called women's tag team and women's this, because it's basically separating it, if that makes any sense. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it should be separated. And these guys did put on a clinic of a match. It was fun. Now, obviously, we were some disagreement in the chat yesterday. A few people weren't in the chat while we were doing the watch along. But there was some disagreement on the fact of how the match finished. Now, my opinion, everyone heard my opinion. I was kind of saying, like, I don't know what the cameraman was doing, because basically the match finished with Charlotte was standing on the apron, and there was a Irish whip from Rhea Ripley to Asuka into where Charlotte was standing. Charlotte gave Asuka a big boot, which in turn turned her around. Riptide hit, and then 1, 2, 3. Now, as you just seen, when Charlotte gave it a big boot, Asuka didn't hit Charlotte. Asuka didn't grab Charlotte. It didn't show Charlotte slip off the apron. The cameraman panned straight to Rhea Ripley and Asuka. They didn't even let us see what happened to Charlotte. So all we know is 1, 2, 3. Asuka gets pinned clean again, which we'll talk about in a minute. And we see Charlotte on the outside looking very, very angry. But everyone's sitting there thinking, you didn't try and break the pin. It's not the fact that it'd be different if she tried to break the pin and then didn't break it or got there too late. We didn't see her run in the ring, try and get in the ring. So my opinion on this is, I actually think, because I can't, the commentators didn't say anything about it. Now, I think it might be cleared up on Raw, but I will say, and it could be wild, and maybe it's because that's what I want to happen. The fact that we didn't get nothing from Alexa Bliss, we didn't get nothing from Lily. I don't know if maybe Charlotte was controlled by Lily, and that's why she couldn't get in the ring. And maybe they'll run a vignette of what happened back on Raw, and we'll see, you know what I mean? They'll make it seem like Lily was somewhere in the crowd, or Lily was controlling Charlotte. Because there's a few points in the match where I know Charlotte's heel and she does that demon look sometimes, but there's a few points in the match where she was just standing still, like gazed out a little bit. And I didn't notice that when I watched it yesterday, but when I watched it back today, I did notice that. So I'm going to go with that, because I don't want to believe that the cameraman just botched not showing the thing, because if he did, then he ain't got, he ain't going to have a job. So I'm going to go with Lily done that. But the right person won the match, which is Rhea Ripley. I would have preferred that Rhea pinned Charlotte, because you have to remember the last Raw we watched Rhea Ripley pin Asuka clean. Now we watch Rhea Ripley pin Asuka clean again. So where does Asuka go from here? I don't know, because I feel like she's not going to get another title match. And it sounds premature, but this could be the end of Asuka, like the proper downfall. We thought we had one before, but now she doesn't have a title. She's lost her rematches, both rematches. In fact, she had one rematch, Charlotte interfered. She had a second rematch, she lost clean. This is the third one in a triple threat, and she lost as well, without no weapons, nothing like that. So I'm a bit worried for Rhea with that. But yeah, so I'm going to give that match a 7 out of 10, which is a good score. So I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. And you guys in the chat, let me know what you think. Put your comment and your rating in the same comment so I can just read it all together. And then I'll type down all the numbers that everyone's put in. So go ahead, the chat's open for you guys. So let me know what you thought about the match yourself. Savage, why is WWE stage is small and I thought it was bigger? It's not small. They're at the same place every time at the Thunderdome. So when they move away from there, they'll be bigger size, I'm sure. Why WWE protect Charlotte? She's a 14-time champ. One pin will not ruin her. I mean, like I just said, I just gave my opinion on what happened. So I don't know if it was just a, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't protect her when she's healed anyway. She doesn't need to be protected. But if it is what I said to do with Lily, then it makes sense. But I just would have preferred they'd done it with Oscar. But, you know. Okay. Monday Night Mahal versus Scott. Yeah, I think that might happen still. I think that's what we're going to get. Jinder Mahal and, you know. Shout out to Durante in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. Hope you're well. So happy Rhea Ripley won and retained. Shout out to Donald. Shout out to Brocky. No problem at all. I know that you're a loyal one. Okay, so I'm going to take down these scores. There's 1, 6, 7, 7.5, 6.5. Morris said should have been interference with Sonya or Alexa. Yeah, I don't think a Sonya interference would make too much sense unless it was like she can't, because there would be no reason for her to be there. I know that there's the whole thing with her and Charlotte, but she's not making it 100% clear yet. So, and yeah, the Alexa thing as well. But at the same time, the fact that you're saying it would have been better with that, do you want it to be predictable? Because I predicted that Asuka would have some part in it. I mean, Alexa, and she didn't. So I was kind of happy with it in the end. But 6, 7, 7, 6.5. King Quartz gives it an 8 out of 10. Okay. Anador, 6 out of 10. Charlotte's last match, technically. I agree with that. And I want to see Rhea Ripley versus Alexa somewhere down the line. Yeah. I would say it don't seem like people have much patience for WWE anymore. But you do know if they rush the Rhea and Alexa thing, once it's over. And then one of them, probably Rhea, is going to go to the back of the pile. And I want to see the progression of Rhea. So that's what I want to see. Another 7. Savage, 1 out of 10 for the match. Bro, please tell me you're giving serious scores, because 1 out of 10 is a bit of a joke. But all right. For Becky would return. Didn't expect Becky to return at all. 7 out of 10 for back. Now, Elite Squad, we're doing the individual matches, so we're not doing the whole thing. Why hasn't Charlotte ever changed her gimmick? She has. 6 out of 10 for him. Yeah, I'm not doing that match. It's on the kickoff show, so to me, it don't even count, you know, like that. We're going to go for 6.5 out of 10 because there's a few 7s, but a lot of 6s. So we'll go 6.5 out of 10 on this one. And I think that's a reasonable score considering how it finished. Yeah, that's what we're going to go. Okay, moving on to the next match. We're going to go through the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. We're on the line. The Dirty Dogs versus the Mysterios. And let me just say, so this match culminated in, well, we got started off, it showed a vignette of what was going on backstage. That Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode had taken out Dominic, leaving him not able to wrestle in this match. Now, we did still say when the medics were checking on him that he wants to wrestle, but Ray told him no. He kind of done, you know what I mean, the protected father. Wanted to make sure that his son's going to be okay. So we told him to stay back. And Ray wrestled a handicap match for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes of the match. And he done great. Now, not much to say on Rey Mysterio in the ring because Rey's never rubbish in the ring. He's been on top since since I've been a little kid. Rey's always good in the ring. The teamwork between Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler is way better than I expected. Now, of course, it's because I always avoid watching their matches on Smackdown. Probably my own fault, to be honest, but I just was getting bored of the tag team before because it was the Dirty Dog versus Street Profits every single week. They started to stop that now, so I didn't enjoy that match. Dominic came down, injured ribs, went for the hot tag, didn't get called in, and then we had a nice little wrestling match now where Dominic's fighting through the injury, trying to help his dad, and it culminated with we had a 619, and then Rey he tagged in Dominic. I think he done the baseball slide on his chest into a sunset flip, powerbomb to the barricade for Dolph, and then Dominic hit the frog splash, Uncle Eddie style, 1, 2, 3. The first father-son SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with Dominic, to be honest. He does wrestle great. You can tell that he's not developed as a man yet, like in a weird way. He looks a bit flimsy sometimes. But he's great. He's good. He's a real good kid. And Rey's great, obviously. And I think the whole storyline behind it, and we've watched them try their hardest on, you know what I mean? And he came back to show his son the way, and they've got tag team gold. I do feel like in the future, the Usos will probably take it off them, which will make them super heels, which is good. But for the moment, I'm going to give that match a 8 out of 10 because the story and the match got me on that one. So Morris says 7 out of 10, better than expected. Dominic Mysterio, 8 out of 10. Yeah, I agree. Rey Mysterio, Dominic, Dog, 7.5 out of 10. I didn't want Rey and Dominic to win, but I'm happy for them, 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10, so amazing match. Yeah, I thought it was great as well. I'm not one for sentiment too much, but that was dope because it didn't make it too cheesy. Although Caleb did try and speak to them, you know what I mean. 6.5 out of 10 from Brother Nero. 8 out of 10. Happy for them. 6.75. Matt predicts on match setup. Happy there's still one predicts on storyline. Yeah, I agree, Anna. To be honest, though, I must say, I mean, if you watch on my prediction show, I predicted the exact thing. In fact, everything I predicted on the prediction show happened what I thought would happen. But WWE is predictable. Like, this is what I'm saying. The fact that Alexa didn't come out, the fact that Jey Uso didn't come out was great for me because I don't want to know what's going to happen. So I do get what you mean, but I can't personally put the predictable thing into my, you know what I mean? Because it's everything now in WWE. 10 out of 10 from King Courts. 10 out of 10, which means, all right. 7 out of 10. Story was great. I thought so as well. King Courts was the best match. Morris, Jimmy, Flip, and okay. So looking 8 out of 10 on this one. Got a few 2 6.5s, a lot of 7s, a lot of 8s equally. So yeah, we'll go 8. We'll go 8 out of 10. Look at this. Okay, now this one's gonna be fun, and I'm expecting some slander in the comment section. And I'm here for it, man. I'm just going to start it off with, listen. Like I said, if you're going to don't put your score in before I start talking because I won't see it and I won't be adding it in. But Damian Priest versus The Miz in a Army of the Dead Lumberjack match. Yeah. I don't know if I should give this any time. What I will say is, last night when we watched it, well, early this morning when we watched it together, I didn't find any of it funny. I just thought it was all stupid. The Miz got eaten by zombies. Well, I watched it back, like I said, 51 an hour ago now with my son, because obviously he didn't watch it last night. It did make me laugh the second time watching it because there was a few facial expressions in from The Miz, and John Morrison was making me laugh throughout. But we're going to be realistic now, and even I've seen tweets from Jericho saying, "Wow, zombies, really zombies? You've just set wrestling back 30 years now." I think that's an exaggeration. You know what I mean? I think it's an exaggeration. I watched them try and do this thing with Nia and a bumhole a couple of weeks ago, so I don't think they've set back 30 years. You know what I mean? But let me be honest and take away the fact that I was laughing at stuff. I'm gonna give this match NA, non-applicable. I'm not gonna give this match a score. It gets a 0. It gets a 0 for me because what was that? The story makes no sense. The way they're treating Damian Priest makes no sense. The way they're treating The Miz makes no sense. But can I just before WrestleMania, The Miz was the WWE champion. I can't give this a score. In fact, it's not a 0. I can't give it a score. Seriously. Because yeah, I can't. So that's yeah. What do you say about a zombie match? Seriously, there was zombies, and it was an advertisement match. I don't think that I didn't feel like it just when I watched it, but I don't remember feeling like okay. Hold the comments a minute. You guys are all wrestling fans, and we know that the wider world, are not wrestling fans in it. Even though there's loads of us, we're still a small knit community in terms of like football and basketball and stuff like that. We're still small. But you know, somebody who doesn't watch wrestling, who used to watch it, comes up to you and go, "Oh, you still watching wrestling? Is The Rock in it? Is Austin still in it?" So you're like, nah. But we've got some great new talent. And you're like, "Oh, I might give it a go. I might watch Backlash with you." I'm like, "Yeah, come over, watch Backlash." And then that zombie match comes on. And then that person says, "This is why I don't watch wrestling, this stupid shit." Can you argue with them after that match? Because I would sit there embarrassed, not knowing what to say. Honestly, I would. I would. So I can't give that match I can't give that a rating. And I feel like they prey on the fact that Miz will do anything for WWE, so they always use him to make him look an idiot. The only person they use worse than him in terms of on the company level all the time is R-Truth. They know that R-Truth will do anything for the company, so they'll use him in any way possible. But yeah, that one made me a bit embarrassed. So I'll take the scores from this, but yeah, 0, 0, 2, 2. I mean, you say it was a long commercial for a movie, but could you even tell? If they didn't put Army of the Dead on the screen, I would be so confused. 4 out of 10 because it made me laugh. I don't know. Yeah, that Godzilla Kong match. I mean, do you remember how you felt when the what was it, that barbed wire deathmatch explosion thing happened? The end of that with Eddie Kingston. And you remember how you felt when we watched Blood and Guts the other week and we seen Jericho drop for a crash mat? This is these levels, bro. In fact, the barbed wire one, I won't bring it because the match was great, but it's different if you have a botch ending or a terrible finish, but the whole thing was stupid. And I feel bad for Damian Priest. I feel bad for him because so far in his WWE career, coming from NXT, he's been partnered with a global music superstar who's not a wrestler and zombies. And luckily for him, Bad Bunny was pretty good at WrestleMania. Because can you imagine if Bad Bunny was as bad at WrestleMania as I thought he was going to be? Honestly. So, left the lighting's a bit bright. It is a bit bright. I don't know. Feels like it's a bit bright. But yeah, that's what I give. 1.05. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell. I would Damien Priest says better plug-in advertisement. Yep. I mean, they didn't need to because at the beginning of the match, they put the tweet up from Batista. They're putting the advert up throughout. They both deserve better. I agree. 0 out of 10. Yeah. I haven't seen a really bad pay-per-view match in WWE in a while, but this effing sucked. Yeah. Yeah, there doesn't always have to be a gimmick shambles, you know what I mean? That used to be, they used to believe that for WrestleMania. In between, used to be like a little gimmick match, a little gimmick battle royal or something with some midgets or like a bra and panties. That's how bad it was. And I'm not trying to say this to be a perf, so let me say something else. But I'd rather go back and see like, does you remember the slumber? Oh no, remember the slumber matches, like the sleepover matches, the pillow fight matches. I'd rather watch that, honestly. I wouldn't show my friends this. I honestly wouldn't. Damien Priest versus The Miz gets negative 0 out of 10. Hey bro, shout out to you, bro. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna give the score for this one. Honestly, I can see more. There's loads of zeros. There's quite a few twos as well. I think on average, I'm sorry to say, well, it's gonna get a 1 out of 10. It's getting a 1 out of 10. And I've never done this on this channel. And I never thought I would ever have to do it. And I don't think I'll ever have to do it again. But a 1 out of 10 is disgusting. It's really disgusting. Should be ashamed of himself, to be honest. I don't know. You know what I mean? That hasn't gone over with any other fan. And Donald, I thought the way it finished, I'm like, this is definitely over. We're not going to get no more Damien Priest and The Miz anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised if I turn on Raw and I see something else. And that's the truth. Everyone should be ashamed. I mean, I'm pretty sure The Miz and Damien Priest didn't want the match, but they're not going to turn down wrestling. Because as much as everyone's got a problem with WWE, it's the motherland when it comes to getting your money and stuff like that and being a global superstar. But Jesus, man. Anyway, let's move on to some proper wrestling because I don't want to talk about that anymore. So we go over to the Smackdown Women's Championship. We had the best. Yes, I can't do that thing. It'll make me cringe. I was about to say the bestest, the roughest, but I actually hate it. I don't mind the EST of WWE thing, but the bestest and the fastest and the toughest. Oh my God, it's terrible. But we have Bianca Belair, dope-ass wrestler, versus Bayley, also a dope-ass wrestler. And let me just say, watching it yesterday, I thought the match was really good. Watching it today, I thought the match was really good as well. Great pacing of the match, great wrestling in the match, great moves, great. I like the way Bayley works in the ring as a heel as well, because she's very she's aware of the surroundings and the commentary and the cameras and where the fans would be and stuff like that. So I was happy with that. Now, what I said yesterday stands, and I watched it back and it still stands. The finish of this match was perfect if Bianca's plait wrapped around Bayley's leg properly. It did not. I promise it did not. Because what she tried to do, she was on top of Bayley, almost like a roll-up, and she grabbed Bayley's leg in the air, wrapped her hair around her leg and pulled it towards her, but the hair wasn't wrapped around. So it just looked like her leg was in the air. And then I didn't like the pin. But yes, that's a big part of it. But does it take away from the wrestling in the match? It doesn't take away from the wrestling in the match. So I'm going to give this one as well. I'm going to give it probably the same rating as I gave the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. So I'm going to give that one. Actually, I'm going to give this a little bit lower. So I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. But that's not a bad thing at all. Bad score. It just wasn't. It didn't blow me away, but because of the finish as well. I think the finish took 0.5 off, so I'd say 7.5 out of 10 on this one. Brother Nero as well hit with 7.5, 7.75. Morris hit with 7 out of 10. Legend 8.5 due to the finish. Well, if you're saying that, then I'm guessing you're saying that with a good finish, it would have been a 9 out of 10. I don't think it was that good. Bianca Belair, number 7 out of 10. Weird finish. Yeah, I agree. See, everyone's Yeah, the ponytail slipped. Told you, because I watched it back just, man, and I was like, nah, he looked mad. At least if you didn't know, I've explained to you the reason why now that happened. But yeah, crazy. 5 out of 10 is harsh. 5 out of 10 is really harsh. Obviously, it's your opinion, but 5 out of 10 is crazy. Damien Eastland saying, no, I'm not doing that shit. Brother Neil, this isn't a fair comment to give Damien Priest. WWE doesn't work like that. Vince doesn't work like that. Say no and see what happens to your career when you've just started on the main roster. Clearly, I'm pretty sure Keith Lee wanted to keep his music, but he didn't say anything about it because he knows. And I'm pretty sure he probably wanted to keep what he was what he was wearing all the time. And so I don't know it's down to him like that. Yeah, I mean, you hear like people who are veterans not saying no to certain things because money and it's their job. And your job isn't to, which is a sad thing, but your job isn't in WWE to do what you want to do. It's to do what they tell you to do. It's just how it is. It's a bit shambles, and until you get to the status where you can have a disagreement because you mean so much to the company, then you don't have that yet. Both of us were great workers, great characters, but there were a couple of glitches at the end. It's still solid 6.75. Agreed. I'm going to see. We'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Daniel Martin gives it 7 out of 10. Donald gives it 8 out of 10. Yeah, and I see, you know exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't work like that. I think, and I'm not saying that I'm the, you know what I mean? I'm the guy, I know all this stuff. I know a few things. I've got friends who are in WWE. I've got friends who are in different circuits and stuff like that. So I have these kind of, these conversations. And believe me, you don't just say no to people. Those wrestlers are us, but they got the job. That's what they are. So loads of us when we were kids wanted to be wrestlers. Imagine getting your dream job and then after the first 2 months they give you something and you're like, nah, I'm not doing it. All right, go to catering, go be with Ricochet and Drew Gulak and them man there, like that. So you gotta be careful in the day, guys. The power and calls the shots. Yeah, and it's not just Vince either. It's it's everyone who's a writer, Michael Pierce Hayes and all this is, the stuff before it gets to Vince. And I'm pretty sure it sounds a lot worse if you say no to Michael Pierce Hayes and he goes and tells Vince. It's different when you're talking to Vince. Do you think these people? The misconception is that you guys think that these guys are in the office with Vince every day, just like, Vince, yo, and Vince is like, you're gonna do this, goddammit, some good shit. That's not what happens. That's not what happens. These lot don't see Vince that often. Trust me. So, yep, agreed. So I gave it first was 7.5 based on 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad score. Second highest score of the night so far, anyway. You got the final Nitro on the back there. Oh, hey, Brother Nero knows, man. Yeah, man. What match you got on now? Sean Stasiak and them man there, bro. That's where I just seen him outside the ring. Lance Storm, Lance Storm's a G still. I'm going through his sources and the pistol Finn's backstage. Yep, I saw this interview. Shout out to TJ. I wouldn't say that to Vince. There, Kevin does what happens to Vince as his core go-to men who all. Yeah, exactly. And this is what I'm saying. Most of the time, the stuff don't get to Vince. People think that there's no one else with the authority in WWE to fire. Here's an example. The chairman of McDonald's, yeah. If you work in a McDonald's restaurant, the boss will sack you, not the chairman of McDonald's. It doesn't need to get that far. It'll just sack you, and that's what happens. From what I hear, Vince is almost impossible to access normally. He is, unless he likes you a lot. There's a few weird people that you think he wouldn't like that he likes, but it's not for my business. It's not my business to say all the stuff that I know, but yeah, that's all it is. So yeah, that was a SmackDown Women's Championship match. That got a 7.5 out of 10. We're moving on to the Raw Men's WWE Championship match. The triple threat match between Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre. And I must say, this match for sure was dope. I watched it back. It was even better watching it back. At the time, I remember a lot of people saying, I think Maury said at the time, how the hell is Cesaro and Roman going to follow this match? Because it was great from start to finish. There was very little downtime. In fact, I don't remember much downtime in this match at all. There's very little downtime in this match. It was all gun-ho, 3 massive men going at it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know. It wasn't perfect, so I can't give it a perfect score, but it was really, really good. And I wouldn't be surprised if everyone gives it like a strong, you know what I mean? But obviously, I'm going to base it on what we've seen at WWE Backlash, but I have to take into account, you know, stuff I've given before. And to be fair, I think at WrestleMania, I gave Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre 8 out of 10. But I think this match was a little bit better. So I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. Solid, though. Solid. But yeah, let's see what everyone else got saying. See what in the chat. Vince is watching the show from behind the curtain. Don't let them documentaries fool you. He's not there all the time. Believe me. So I hear, yeah, chain of command for sure. Agreed. Brother Nero, 8.5 out of 10. That's what I gave it as well. 9.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of, yeah, it was a fun match. 7.5 again for Mana. So happy Bobby retained. Me too. That's what I wanted from the match. So I was glad about that. Total match was great. Power being shown all the way through. 8.8. Yep, agreed. 8.5 out of 10, better than expected. It was very unexpected. Yeah, it was. 8.5 out of 10. So I got 10 out of 10. Okay. Oh, 1 minute. Battery's about to die. How come this happens every single chat run that the battery's about to die? I thought the charger plugged in. There we go. 10 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10. It wasn't better than that triple threat match at WrestleMania between Roman and Edge and Daniel Bryan, so I can't do that. Marta Thomas 8.5, same as me. Daniel 8.5. Strowman nearly broke his neck twice. Yeah, man, the one when he done the running cannonball thing, that when I watched it back, I was like, luckily it was against Drew and Bobby, so their body weight kind of held him in the air for a little bit, slowed down the pace. If he'd done that against somebody small, he would have broke his neck for sure. Asking if it could be a moderator. Can I be one when there's enough people start watching? Because I know you're gonna get 1,000. All right, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, of course, man. Come on now, Jacob. You know the vibes. 9.25 match, Clash of Titans. 5 out of 10 for the storyline. Yeah. I mean the storyline leading up to was a bit meh, but that's a hard hitting match. Best brawl match I've seen. Worked the ass off. Yeah, brawl was dope, and the Michinoku drive was crazy. 15 out of 10, no, that was perfect. Also, Bobby died. King Courts, I can't give it a 15 out of 10. The maths doesn't make sense on that, man. I know you're a young boy in that, but come on, give me a proper score, bro. Durante, 7 out of 10. Here's Hayes, Bruce Pritchard, and Kevin Dunn. Yep, agreed. Asterisk, McIntyre, Strowman, 8 out of 10. Bro, they're a great story, especially when it comes to Drew. That's Bobby. Agreed, Bobby versus Drew. Yeah, I think Braun has to get his one-on-one match, and then. But I think maybe Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal chop it up, see what happens there. Oh yeah, Johnny Ace. So I was told you from Reigns Stool Universal Champion. Shout out to you, Andrew. So judging on that, I think we've got 8.5 because there's a few 7s. There's a 9.5. There's a 10. Yeah, but everything else is at 8.5 on its own anyway, apart from the 8.8. 8.5 out of 10. That's not a bad score. That's the highest score of the night so far. We're going on to the final match, and I think I know that this might be the highest score of the night, but we'll see. Gentleman, literally, I don't appreciate it. I promise, but he works his ass off. Yeah, he's the person who loves the company. He really loves the company. You can see, and you can be fooled by somebody's persona and the size of them that you think they're this. I'm a man's man, and I don't know if you watched the Braun Strowman documentary, but you can see that he's like a child inside still. You know what I mean? So I imagine that he loves. That the relationship between him and Vince probably Vince tells him do this and he'll just do it and whatever happens. You know what I mean? Meltzer going to give 5 points. That Meltzer geezer, I'm done with that dude. It's Jimmy range. Hell in the Cell. Good shout. John Laurinaitis, someone explain why Seth Jones was after the match. Thing. We're doing the matches. We're not doing the whole. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Okay. I don't know if it's not wrestling related, but Jay, have you heard J. Cole's new album? I have heard it. I've heard it. I've listened to it every day since it's come out so far in the gym, just to get my head around it. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect album. There's some stuff what's not my vibe, but dope album though. Yeah, I mean that's a dope album for sure. Here we go. Final match. Like I said, do not spam your rating and your comment before I finish speaking, because if it goes up past the screen, I'm not going to get it back. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, your tribal chief, my tribal chief, Roman motherfucking Reigns versus the Swiss Superman, the Swiss cyborg, Cesaro. Shout out to the Cesaro section. This match cemented Roman in my all-time ratings of wrestlers. It's gone even higher. I'm on about my top 10 list moving up. Cesaro, I already had maximum respect for him in the ring, but Jesus, man, this guy put on some great. Oh my God, I don't even. What Cesaro was doing in the ring, incredible. The theater between both guys, with Roman speaking in the ring, going after that one arm with his bicep, just attacking it all match, basically almost paralyzing Cesaro because he knows that he's going to use the European uppercut. So he you know what I mean? He disarmed him. The theater from Paul Heyman on the outside of the ring, which I didn't focus on so much yesterday because I was reading comments, but when you watch it back, the scenes, I always watch out for Paul outside the ring, and he was doing great work. The athleticism from both guys was great. Roman seems to do this thing where he just turns it up a little bit more. The storyline behind it is great. Like, it's a great storyline. The backstage stuff while the night was going on was perfect. The gorilla position before Roman came out and he done that thing with Jay and kind of told him go be with your brother was perfect. The guillotine angle, the sharpshooter part. I don't know. And then we get the ending of the match. Obviously, we get a guillotine from Roman eventually, because Cesaro does break out. He doesn't break out of the guillotine too much, but he's using feats of strength to remove himself from certain situations and stuff, and Roman just locked in. He passed out, which kept him strong. The theater from Cesaro, when he woke up from the guillotine and didn't know he had lost and was jumping around, was perfect. I know this because I used to do MMA, and that's exactly the kind of thing what happens when you don't know what's going on. So I thought that was dope as well. Then we got Jay come out with more theater. He comes out with the garland to put around Roman's neck. He's almost like a scared child. Like, do I put it around your neck, or are we friends? Are we still family? Puts it around his neck, and it's itchy. You can see it. I don't know. Listen, he's so dope. He's so dope, Jay. He's itching to finish off Cesaro. You can see it in his face. He's like, I'm gonna get him. Roman's like, get him. He batters him. He goes to go for the frog splash. Seth Rollins' music hits. He comes out with a wild suit, like a suit that's looking crazy. And then comes out. We get an epic face-to-face, the standoff between Roman and Seth. Seth starts laughing. Roman just has a serious look on his face, kind of moves to the side. Seth goes after Cesaro because Seth's character, the fact that he doesn't want to let things go, the fact that he's troubled by the fact you think you can move on from him, is perfect as well. And then he took Cesaro's arm out and had that little thing where he put it between the chair, smashed it against the ring post. Cesaro looks like he's going to be out of action for a minute. Hopefully they do a segment or angle where Cesaro's arm's just wrapped up for the next however many weeks, and then at Hell in a Cell we get to see him fight again. But I thought it was great. Always going to struggle to give a match a 10 out of 10 because 10 out of 10s are for the most elitist of matches. But this gets a 9 out of 10 for me. It gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me. And yeah, that's what I'm going to go for that. So let's see what everyone's got to say in the chat. Like I said, if you've already spammed your message, then I'm sorry, I can't do much about it. The 2015 match, Continental title match, Universal title Backlash match were all Yep, agreed. What was the message in the first place? Roman shouldn't have won clean. Should have done some wacky things. Nah, I don't agree. Roman definitely should have won clean. I like the fact he didn't win with help because it adds to it. If Roman, I can see people getting fed up with the Jay thing coming out, but what we've seen so far from Roman is when the cards are down and people doubt that he can beat you on his own, he wins on his own. He did it with Kevin Owens. So yeah, I mean, and the triple threat match, I know people are going to say Jay came out. It's not cheating in the triple threat match. It's no disqualification. So far, when he said he's going to do something, he does it. I think it's dope. Jimmy versus Hans. I want this to happen. I've been saying this as well. I want it to happen. Yeah, they could do Jimmy versus Roman. Shout out to you, bro. Demon Team, gang business, like that. Disagree. Roman winning clean, similar to how cement his character status. I agree. 100%. 100% agree with you there. I'm not including this FJ, but a solid match for the sake of the storyline. The whole Jit fight was awesome. Cesaro more than how Cesaro didn't go away from this looking bad at all. At all. He some of the best wrestling I've seen him do, to be honest. But like I said, with Cesaro, it's a little bit hard because he very rarely, say very rarely, I don't remember seeing Cesaro drop his levels in the ring. He's a consistent performer. So, shout out to him. How about Bryan returning and teaming up with Cesaro against Rollins and Ray? I would hate it. I don't want to see Seth and Roman together. They could do it, of course, but I don't want to see it. And if they do, I hope Roman just walks off. 9.25 out of 10. Good call. 9.5 out of 10. Roman match 10 out of 10 for me. Real talk. Elite gives it a 9 out of 10 as well. Neiman 9.5. I agree, bro. Top notch. Roman's always looked weak in the build-up. He just batters you on a pay-per-view. Yeah, it's basically because on the lead up to stuff, he's not interested in wrestling, and he just sends Jay out to do stuff. So I like it. So I got elevated in this match. He looked amazing. Yeah, Cesaro did look amazing. Cesaro's performance was enough to beat anyone. He just didn't. When he makes Roman even stronger. Yep, he looks legit, bro. If you look at the Instagram video he put up, he said, "I'm the best in the world right now." They said, "There's no one like me." He said, "I am the new school and old school, the mix between, and there's nothing like him." And I 100% agree. So I want to see Jimmy vs. Jay in Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns vs. Bobby Lashley, Survivor Series would be good. Tiny Doc, I agree, but I got this feeling that Bobby won't have that title by the time he gets to Survivor Series. I do hope he does. I wouldn't mind seeing Roman Reigns, Karrion Kross, Bobby Lashley all fight each other in a triple threat match, but I can't see it happening. Roman has nothing to lose. He has achieved almost everything, so others should get their chance. Everyone is getting their chance. Getting their chance isn't winning the title. That's not it. I keep going back to Undertaker's title reigns, not many of them, 30 years. So the people are getting their chance, but you have to be better than them. You have to, and they're not. They're not in any way. So 1 point Roman won clean. Yes, exactly. So we got 11 out of 10. You gotta get out. No, thanks for the stream, dude. No problem, Burrito. Shout out to you, bro. We're leaving soon anyway, so don't worry about that. I can't believe Roman Reigns is main event in 6 WrestleMania. Respect that. Yeah, he's a G. Zoe doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think he does now. I've seen the last few months and stuff. It's all been about Cesaro, but so on this one, it gets a 9 point. It's over a 9 because of everyone's things, but I don't know if it's a 9.25 on average. Yeah, 9.25 on average. We'll work out 25. Okay. Idiots on Twitter said Cesaro buried. How can you be buried by somebody smashing your arm up with a chair after you've been beat up by the Universal Champion, then beat up by his cousin, main event Jay? Come on, man, it's silly. Chances just mean belts. Being in the picture, having management, keeping you looking strong is it's major. It's major. Best match up for a match championship. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do, guys, we're going to finish in the next 7-ish minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to no holds barred Q&A, ask anything you want. And then what we'll do is right at the end, I'll give you the score of the night because I'll add it up. I do it fair. It's not based on my opinion. It's based on maths. That's how I do it. I like to do, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you guys let me know what questions you got in the chat. Don't spam, give everyone else a chance to message, but let's go. And yeah, Nima says some people on Twitter's a toxic place, bro. I only go on there to see what people in wrestling are saying, like the actual wrestlers. I don't go on there to see what anyone's saying because it's a toxic place, bro. What match we got going on here? Rey Mysterio without his mask on. Hilarious. Press everything you're going to do Muhammad Hassan video soon. I will do it. I can't say I'm going to do it soon. I need to figure out a way to do it so we can, you know what I mean? But we can definitely do some reactions to it. It'll probably be like a watch along with segments because, you know, can't put that on the screen. And also, not only copyright, but YouTube got guidelines, Muhammad Hassan, you know what I'm saying? So, Anna Dawes, Savage Master said, so losing his push. We just again. Daniel Gans is all losing his push and we won't see him again. It's so silly. It's so silly. Daniel left his personal stuff and obviously his contract. Cesaro losing. So these are the same people that Cesaro won last night. In 2 weeks, they'll be like, we're bored of Cesaro now. Can we give somebody else the title? Can we give it to Keith Lee? I promise, man. Who challenges Bobby and Roman next? Honestly, with the Roman one, I do not know. I don't think we're done with Cesaro yet, so I think we'll get another match. And with Bobby, don't know, man. I don't know. I think Braun's going to get his one-on-one match. Randy Orton's in the tag team feud at the moment. It feels like there's not many single men on Raw, like who are not in a tag team and stuff like that. I don't know. Why's the light keep changing like that? I think it's the TV. But yeah. Do we get drafted to Smackdown? He ain't slaying the Tribal Chief, no way. So do you think Roman and Seth will throw down because they had a face-to-face before the attack? Nah, because, you know, Seth started smiling and I don't know. I can't see the two heel things going face-to-face. Saw where Jericho actually legit broke his arm. He didn't break it. It didn't break his arm. It was his elbow, but it's not broken. Why do you think they moved up Hell in a Cell? I think it's to do with I think they're expecting fans back at SummerSlam, so they're trying to build a storyline where it can coincide with fans coming back. I think that's the reason. But we don't know. Twitter's Twitter's a mad place, but it's full of all the keyboard warriors, the ones who are scared to say anything to anyone's faces. So, yeah, I mean, I won't worry about that place. 8.0. Okay. I hope Edge returns soon. Yeah, Edge will be back soon, I thought. Tyson Fury, his son, and Tommy Fury were backstage at Backlash and they took pics with Raven, Sheamus, Dom, and Ric Flair. Fair enough. 11:45 p.m. That's crazy. It's what time is it here? 7:08. You feel like we're going to get another Drew versus Bobby in Hell in a Cell? Yeah, so I heard somebody else say this earlier on, and it makes more sense for it to be Braun versus Bobby because Drew's had all his chances now, I think. But I think maybe Jinder versus Drew. Jinder freaking Hall versus Bobby. Yeah, Jinder might, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at that. But then, once again, the heel and face thing, we'll see. MVP, VIP, Atlanta, Carlito, Cabana, Savage. Carlito, Cabana. I think vintage, some things are on the card at DBs and aren't creative anymore. I mean, they can think it as much as they like. I couldn't give a damn what anyone thinks, to be honest. Honestly, bro, like I'll take people's opinions and stuff, but I just like what I like in it. I'm never swayed by anyone's opinion. I could sit here right now and tell you the Blue Meanie is the greatest wrestler of all time, and if every one of you say "shut your mouth, Savage," I won't care. I'll still think that is the greatest because I just do what I want. So I'm not about that weird life that everyone's got where they have to sheeps. Ooh, this person said it. I don't even care what wrestlers say. I've heard if Undertaker tells me that I don't know, I didn't think of some. I don't know. Somebody's the greatest wrestler of all time. I don't care what Undertaker says. The greatest wrestler of all time is the person I think is the greatest wrestler of all time, because there is no tangible way to actually tell that someone's the greatest of all time in wrestling, because it's predetermined. It's not like, you know what I mean? Obviously, in other sports, you have a record, you have a belt. What's, one on that? So, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to say congrats to Liverpool for the late winning at West Brom and scoring. Personally, I can't remember the last time goalkeeper scored a goal when it comes to the big league. I think the last time I seen him was Paul Robinson, probably. But thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Except for a feud, because it would probably be Goldberg. Oh, God. I don't want to see McIntyre as champ for a long time. I don't want to see him as champ either. I don't think they'll keep Drew back for Jinder. Yeah, you're probably right. Bobby versus Brock. I can't see anything with Brock at the moment. Fans will return at Money in the Bank July. I think that's why they moved it. Legit quick Twitter, just a bunch of garbage on there. Twitter's a cold place. If you can't handle it, get off there ASAP, because you'll end up being one of the people who start bitching about it, and you can press log out. That's for all the Demon team right there. It's words of advice. Get out of if you don't like it, log off, or don't click on certain things, or only follow certain people that you won't see terrible. You know what I mean? Why most Liverpool fans hate Bayern, or is it a Twitter thing? It's a Twitter thing, bro. It's a Twitter thing. If Jericho got hurt during the fall, it's time to retire. Yeah. I know what you mean though. That's funny. Liverpool is the best. I think so. It's my team. This has already been written off TV for a few weeks. I don't think we're going to know that until Smackdown comes around, because they didn't say anything, but it'll make sense. I mean, he doesn't need to be written off TV, because it's not like he had a head injury. It was his arm. We could get him on a video link maybe, and blah blah blah. His arm is what it is. Everyone back. Jinder versus Drew, Braun versus Lashley, RK Brazil versus Sheamus. Dead. The Nature Boy. So how do you think they should push Baron Corbin? He has to change his gimmick first. If we don't get something supernatural from Alexa at Hell in a Cell, they wasted an opportunity. I agree. I'm a bit worried. Listen, I kind of said this yesterday that they want to go into it, so I'll do it as sensitive as possible. To me, the fact that Alexa was part of the Bray Wyatt thing means that Bray allowed it. And Bray was probably the head of the creative on it, which makes sense because it's his whole storyline. The fact what Bray's going through means that Alexa loses out a little bit on the creativity because he's not there to guide her through. And it's probably gone to Bruce Pritchard or something like that. And that's probably the reason why it looks a shambles. I'm thinking that Raw's going to start tonight. Charlotte's going to address Rhea Ripley and Asuka. We're going to get a vignette. We're going to see what the cameraman's seeing. And he's going to have Lily controlling Charlotte or something like that. But I honestly don't know. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect my life like it used to, man. It's just what it is. And I don't work for the company, so I can't make them do anything I want them to do. But yeah, it's a bit crazy. Plus, everyone's different. Everyone likes what they like. Otherwise, why are the different characters? 100% agree. I mean, you think about it this way, Anna. People talk about the greatest of all time, but every time they mention the greatest of all time, they're not talking about any of the women wrestlers. Your greatest of all time could be Lita, it could be Trish Stratus, and I'm talking about over Austin, over The Rock, over Ric Flair, but no one ever does it. So it's everyone has their own opinion. If someone tells me Sasha Banks is the greatest of all time, I ain't gonna disagree with them. It's up to you. You know what I mean? So, who do you think will be the most underrated player in Liverpool? Who do you think is the most underrated player in Liverpool's current squad? Starting lineup. Underrated. Probably Genie Wijnaldum, maybe. Doesn't score much at all, actually. And he doesn't get many assists, but I feel like he's underrated a little bit. Who do you think will be the next for Apollo IC after SmackDown on Friday? It'll be one of the people who's fighting. Maybe Aleister Black. No, not Aleister Black. It'll be somebody who's in that match. This is what happened. His match. Yeah, it's looking like it, Alex. Don't know about a push, but we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll get Roman Reigns before SummerSlam after all. Nakamura was the one who eliminated Roman at 2008 Royal Rumble. Yeah, that could be a thing, but you got to remember it's 2021 now. That's 3 years ago. So they can attach that, but it's not major. Like Roman's never brought it up. On Tennis title, he said Samoan Island bits. This is alright. He definitely saw submission finish miracle, the guillotine choke. Well, thank you for letting me know it's called the guillotine. I've only been an MMA fan for my whole life. Yeah, possibly, bro, or Jay. But I think it's probably better it being Roman because you can get the theater from Jay on the outside. I like that. Back to the Lone Wolf. Yeah, I don't know about people reversing their gimmicks. Sometimes it doesn't work out very well. Also through and through, I haven't played, but best is what is. Yeah, listen, that's football, bro. Everyone has cycles. You're never going to be the best forever. That's the beauty of football. That's why no one can tell me Liverpool ain't the best because they're the best to me. Underrated. Brock is not tonight. Liverpool, Bobby Firmino, he's off the ball work, space for him taken over. The reason why I never said Firmino because I don't think he's underrated maybe this season, but he's not been good. But all the other seasons, people were talking about him being the best number 10 in the world and stuff. So I don't like how slow he is, but to me, Bobby Firmino's dope. Let's obviously take thoughts of tomorrow. Oh, God, no. Brother Nero said the exact same thing. Firmino is the most underrated. Not between Liverpool fans. We call him the best defensive midfielder in the world, and there's someone to find me someone better. I don't see it. Who would like to see join Liverpool in the summer? I would like to see Rafinha or Neto join Liverpool, and probably say Rafinha over Neto. Maybe another backup goalkeeper, Tom Heaton, maybe, and maybe a striker, Lewandowski. I'd like to see join Liverpool. He's 32, 33. Do you know what I mean? Bayern Munich will start moving on from certain things. Oh, that it. Best thing about Raw. Sheamus is dope. Jinder's the best thing on Raw. I don't believe Jinder's the best thing on Raw. He only came back last week. Shin battered Roman a few years ago. Yeah, but that's my point. Everyone keeps mentioning a few years ago, but apart from Bray Wyatt, I don't really see people going back on feuds from a while ago. Why Miz used DB's finisher last night? He started using the yes kicks now. Finisher, what's going on? The Miz always does it to troll Daniel. They don't like each other in real life, so it's a trolling thing. But yeah, I don't know. Let me just get something up on here. Who do you think Messi will leave Barca? You know what? It's a bit of a weird thing with Messi because if you asked me 6 months ago, I was 100% sure Messi's leaving at the end of the season. Now I'm not too sure because if Aguero goes to Barcelona, he's got his best friend with him. I think he might stay. But if he does leave, I think he goes to Paris. Which answers Stroh's message. Messi is my pick there. Kimmich is the best. He's not better than Firmino in defensive midfield. I don't care what anyone says, bro. He plays a little bit more. He's a defensive midfielder who starts roaming and plays more advanced. He's definitely one of the dopest. I think he's sick. And he broke into the team as a right back as well. So, I don't know about that. What's your favorite sport? Football. Don't forget to defeated John Cena, Randy Orton, Balor, Brian Owens, Corbin, and Jeff Hardy. I don't understand what this is referring to. Lauren leaving Bayern for at least another 2 years. I don't know, man. It's not. It depends who they buy in. So, Miz is a Demon Pro. He has the right. But Daniel Bryan's NXT. Yep, Corbin is just a bit badass in a suit. He won King of the Ring 2 years ago. It's dead. Agreed. You know what I mean? I let him off for one of the years because of the pandemic, but apart from that, dead in the water. Do you think Haaland will leave Dortmund this summer? 100% he will. 100% I think he will. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. All right, man. We're done. Let's give up the score for WWE Wrestlemania Backlash. The scores are in. The maths has been done. And WrestleMania Backlash gets a 6.7 out of 10 based on your votes and mine. So 6.7 out of 10. And I have to say, probably agree because everything didn't end too well. So it's life. Like that. I'll read a few more questions and then we'll jump off. Savage, Ramsey, Boston, Juventus might be banned from Champions League for the next 2 years. Yep, I've seen that, man. Anyone who's got spare time to feel free to apply for the Spurs manager job. It looks like the board are going to be picking from Jeez, man. That's funny. Guys, stop spamming me what WrestleMania Backlash the score is. I've took it from your ratings, not mine. I've added everything up. You know what I mean? So 6.7 is damn near a 7 out of 10. That's the maths on it. Stop spamming it to me. I didn't ask what it was. King Gimmick has sold so far. It's about they could have capitalized on Corbin's momentum after defeating Roman 2 times in 2019, giving him a kind of push. I remember when it was reported that he was the one who's about to get pushed in the beginning of 2000. It was actually the end of 2019. I think it was Wrestle Talk. I remember they had the video and it's like Vince said he likes a certain wrestler and is going to get a push. And then when I clicked on it, it was Baron Corbin. And then he did have a good year, but, pandemic and dog food, like that. So, who's been the most overrated football player in the Premier League is overrated. Okay, I'm going to say this, but it's not based on how good they are because overrated doesn't mean you're trash. You can still be the best in the world and be overrated. Kante. Kante is the most overrated. And I love Kante, but people need to start acting like he's doing something super special. Yeah, he ain't doing anything super special. When you've been given the freedom to have one job and that's what you have to do, and you don't have to score, and you don't have to do certain things, it's overrated, bro. People talking to me about Kante is the best what he does in the, best whatever in the world. He's the best at what he does, but the King gimmick had momentum at first feud with Roman for ages. The Boston title was dead. Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, I'm about to jump off, man. It's been dope. We're in an hour and 10 minutes. This is the extra show. It's supposed to be shorter, but once again, we have fun. We talk. Vince McMahon. This is some good shit. Like that. But yeah, man, it's been fun. Thank you very much, Anna. Appreciate it very much. Let's like up the video, man, and let's start liking the reaction videos and stuff like that. Honestly, I know there's a lot of frauds on YouTube who tell you that it's not for money and it's for money. I can 100% say, and you can see the proof based on the videos that I do and the amount of videos that every video I do, apart from the live stream, which hasn't got like thousands of people on, gets copyright claimed, which means I make no money off it. So I'm not saying it for money. I want the videos to get out there, move into other regions, stuff like that. Grow the Demon Team. So please like the video. That's all I ask for. Like and subscribe. It's free. Don't be a bum. Like that. But thank you very much. Guys, we'll be back again on Thursday for Savage Talk Live. Probably will cover some WWE news or anything like that. So hopefully there'll probably be something out by Zelina Vega by then. Andrade going to AEW or something, you know what I mean? So we'll see, and we'll talk more wrestling. If you guys have any topics you want to talk about on Savage Talk on Thursday, leave them in the comment section when this video gets uploaded, which will be in about 5 minutes. Just leave them in the comment section. It's been dope. Thank you very much for joining me. Obviously, it's always fun. So yeah, I've been your boy Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share.